Why is everybody doing? I usually put my pillows right here. How about what's up, everybody doing? What's up, everybody? How everybody's doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. I hope I'm on the right page. I don't know if I'm on the right page. I might have started it on the wrong page. I do that sometimes. Real quick. So, what we want to talk about, a couple of things I want to talk. Well, I want to talk about the NBA because you talked about the NBA earlier today, and I want to talk about just hip hop news just in general. I don't have anything specific that I would want to centralize on. But before we get to any of that, I want to say something real quick. So I'm about to say a whole bunch of shit that's gonna sound weird, but bear with me. So Reginae Carter, her apartment, her house was just recently burglarized. Um, and news, whatever. It's Atlanta. Everybody's house is getting robbed. It is what it is, right? News. But I want to point something out. Allegedly, I didn't see her do this. I saw some dude on the internet, a different page, basically say that allegedly her ex-boyfriend, the dude that she's not dating no more, might be behind it. Now, what I heard her do is complain that her house got robbed and dude didn't even call to see how she was feeling. So I want to say something real quick in reference to that before I go further down this rabbit hole. I don't even want to use that phrase. So many. Shout out to Dr. Inky. Dr. Inky was the first person I saw on internet that kept bringing up the rabbit got the gun, and then other people stole it from him, and because they had more eyes on them or more visibility, they were able to incorporate the whole rabbit hole thing into what they were doing. So it is what it is. Shout out to Dr. Inky. In any regard, before we go further down this mess, she gave a Instagram thing. People complain. Why did she bring this to the internet, or whatever the case is? But I think what people really don't get is when you're a person who you live your life on the internet and you don't bring things to the internet, it's so much easier for people to lie on you. So I don't know why she brought it to the internet, but I will assume that there's things happening behind the scenes that we might not know about. See, like, one of the main reasons why I constantly try to express to people, and so people know I don't have no family, is because I know for a fact that there's people that were behind the scenes previously that was trying to behind the scenes previously that was trying to hurt my platform by going to people and saying, well, my real name is Sean. Well, I'm Sean's relative this way, or I'm Sean's relative that way. And by doing that, just because they knew my real name, apparently, they were able to trick people into thinking things that wasn't true. So when y'all see me come out and I speak about certain things, I'm literally talking about certain things because there are people doing shit. You might not know about what they're doing. That doesn't mean that they're not doing it. Now, with that, I don't have no family. If anybody ever pull up on you and tell you that they part of my family, consider them my enemy 100% of the time. With that being said, if he didn't call her at all to see how she was doing, I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying the dude had anything to do with it, but that's kind of suspicious. I can't think of a time. There's women right now that I haven't dated in who knows how long. But if I heard that something happened to them or they went through a trying experience and I had the opportunity to contact them, I would. And I would like to know how they were feeling. And their well-being would be important. So that homeboy just broke up with Reginae, and apparently her house got robbed. There might be people that believe he might have something to do with it. Now, as long as I heard he had his own motion, I'm going to assume he had his own motion. She don't look to me like somebody that'll date somebody that don't got motion. I'm just saying what it is. But also, in addition to that, their relationship never looked real to me. So I used to date this chick. I'm not going to say her name. So I used to date this chick, and I didn't really realize how real our relationship was until I saw a picture of us. And I saw the way that she was, and I felt her energy in the photo that we took. So people in general take more pictures with people who you question, and then look at the picture after and see what kind of energy you get from whatever their reactions were or whatever their expressions were in those pictures. Because I never got the impression like they were a couple, by the way. But shout out to that. Her house got robbed. There's people saying he has something to do with it. She feels pissed off about the situation, obviously. It is what it is. With that being said, I just want to throw that out there. She's one of our icy queens. We post her like crazy. So I need to start giving y'all more intel on our actual icy queens so y'all can know what they're up to. We have less than 10. I just want to be clear on that. And also, just because just so we can be clear, what I mean by that is we have less than 10 people who model on the internet that we consider one of the models that we like using. We're not saying that, other people aren't worthy. If you take that perception, that's 100% has to deal with you and it has nothing to do with me. And the reason why I say that is because let's say you are a person that is a purveyor of the channel and you buy Icy Queen merch. I'm gonna repost you. I might not put all of the captions that I put for our actual models that we use, but I'm gonna repost you. If it's an exceptional poster, exceptional picture, I might do things with it. But we have less than 10 actual people that we consider our models that we post. There's less than 10. There's not that many people in here, so I'll tell this story. So we had a person who was a part of our community. And this is not me bashing them. This isn't me talking shit about them. I'm being honest. There were a person that was a part of our community. They was, average looking woman. I consider myself average also, just by the way. So average looking black woman. There was nothing wrong with her. And she was a terrible photo taker though. For everybody that don't know, taking photos on Instagram is an actual art. There's so many females that you'll see in real life, and their Instagram looks way better than they look in real life. And the opposite also applies, just so we can be clear. Because I know women who cannot take good photos of themselves, or just don't photo well. But in real life, when you see them, it's like, who else is? So, she didn't photo well, and she also didn't do poses well. And for whatever the reason is, almost all the photos she made also was black and white. If y'all notice, I don't generally work with black and white photos. Anyway, so this particular individual got pissed off at me and considered me calling them ugly because I never posted them like we post our icy queens that we use in our photo collages. And I think that that's unfair. I don't know, feel however you want to feel about it. Shout out to her. I'm not bashing her or whatever. But people have fallen out with me because I'm not big on mediocre. All right. So if I'm doing something and I don't feel like it's going to be exceptional, I lose interest. I'm not hating. If I'm doing anything and I don't feel like it's going to be exceptional, I lose interest. If I don't feel like we can make something exceptional, I lose interest. I don't hate. I'm not trying to sabotage. I just really lose interest. It just doesn't become important. Like if I'm playing basketball, like I was playing basketball the other day, and we had individuals who I think they just literally just, to be honest with you, I think the whole thing is to get me on the court and don't pass me the ball so they can laugh at me while I run up and down the court and don't get no passes. That's really, really what I think it is, to be honest. Hand to God. Hand to God. That's what I think it is. I think that there's a large contingency of people that just want to see me just run up and down the court and don't get no passes. They just only want me to play defense. They, even if I'm a better scorer than them, even if I'm a better shooter than them, even if I'm a better dribbling than them, even if every single aspect of basketball I play is better than them, I do believe that there is a group of people who their whole thing is they just don't want me to touch the ball and they only want me to play defense, and that's it. So, what the fuck? So, I just lose interest. And I know they might take that as I don't want to play no more. It's not that I don't want to play, but once we get past the point, once we get to a point where we can't win the game, I just lose interest. It's just, that's just what it is. We're at a point we can't win the game. We was down 2 baskets. Now the other team went on a 5-basket run on us, while we came down and chucked up 2 or 3 bad shots and then had like 4 turnovers. I've lost interest, homie. I'm not playing the game to score. I'm not playing the game to play defense. I'm not playing the game to rebound. I'm playing the game to win. All of those other things just come along with it. So once I feel like I can't win, I lose interest. I left the court the other day. Let me tell you why. There's only 2 groups of people that show up to that park that I feel like when they're on my team, we're going to play to win. One of the groups, I don't even think like me at all, but they're real basketball players. So you're not going to be open and they're not going to pass you the ball. They can't even help it. It's instinctual. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all of them, but a good number of them. They're best players. Then there's the Jewish dudes that live in here, and when I play with them, they pass the ball. They move. They do the right play more times than not. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. Anyway, shout out to those guys. No hate on anybody. No hate on anybody. It just is what it is. I'm just not going to waste my time trying to play with those people no more. It's a waste of time. I'd rather just go shoot by myself, man. Anyway, I say all that to say, we have a problem with mediocrity in America. And I think, once again, I blame this on the Democrats. I think this whole everybody has to get a trophy concept of living, that everybody got to get a trophy. So you make it so that people who are exceptional now have to always lower their output. Like, so if you're really good at something, you have to just not be good at it, so other people don't feel ashamed. And if you don't convalesce, if you don't acquiesce, if you don't agree with this, if you don't go along with this, they're going to sabotage you to make you look like you're worse than what you actually are. So that's what America is, fam. I hate that my shirt does this. That's what America is, fam. That's fucking leave, fam. I don't know if it's the bottom shirt, the tie. I hate when it happens. Like, what the hell, fam? Why can't I don't know. The only way to really fix it is to take the shirt all the way back off and then I might have to take both shirts off and then put it back on. I just don't like that. There we go. That looks a little bit better. In any regard, so I think our problem is just mediocrity, man. And I think that's the only reason why drill music it goes the way it goes. Because I think all drill music sounds the same. Like, there's only like one or two. There's only a couple of times I heard a drill music song and I thought it sounded different. But all drill music sounds the same to me, damn near. Well, it is what it is. But I think that we live in this world of just constant mediocrity. And since there's just constant mediocrity, that's the only thing that, like, so you can't be great. You understand what I'm saying? You can't even attempt to be. The actual action of attempting to be great is going to have people say that you think that you better than them. You understand? Like, so you can't even try to be great. You can't even try to do anything worth doing. And I think that that's the world that we live in now. Like, it's crazy. So the best thing that you could do, this is just my opinion, is you go find other people that people are trying to stop from being great and go hang out with them, fam. That's the best way I could put it. You go, I'm okay, so I'm like this. I'm not trying to fit in, fam. I don't care what you call it. You could call it whatever you want to call it. Once you start treating me like you don't want me around, I'm just not going to come around, fam. I'm going to go do something else. Once you start treating me weird, I'm going to be like, all right, I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. Think about something real quick. I want everybody to think about this to themselves. What kind of sense does it make for you to try to convince somebody who don't like you to like you, fam? So once somebody shows me they don't like me, I just assume that's the way they're going to die. Like, their whole life is going to be that way. Like, that's never going to change. So that's what I assume. Because I'm never going to do anything to try to change it. So I just assume once somebody don't like me, that's just the way it's going to be until the end of time. Be honest with you. That's what I assume. This is just the way it is. And it's just 100 years from now, that's the way you're going to feel. 200 years from now, that's the way you're going to feel. 1,000,000 years from now, that's the way you're going to feel. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So once somebody shows me they don't like me, I just be like, fuck it. Needless to say, the only time I'm filming over there is when them dudes, the skill, I don't even know if I want to film those guys because they might want to, I tried to film them before and it went bad. So I don't know, I might just not film out here. Maybe if we get like a tournament or something going, somebody out there the other day was talking about a tournament. Maybe if we get some kind of tournament going with some kind of structure, maybe then I film. But just me filming, nah. If we got to film basketball, we got to go somewhere where people are playing real basketball, fam. They was not playing real basketball out there yesterday. They was not. They was playing some other shit. Yeah, so we gotta, I don't know, depending, maybe we go to West 4th or something today. I don't know. But actually, the dudes I like playing basketball with is gonna be probably outside today. So we probably gonna film today. I might film today because today's Sunday. For everybody that don't know, yesterday was a Sabbath. I'm not playing basketball no more on Saturday. If I play basketball on Saturday, it's going to be at a different park. I'm not playing basketball at this park no more on Saturday. It don't make sense. So Sundays, I think we're going to start having basketball. I'm going to start filming basketball at this park specifically. On Sundays specifically. Because it don't make, I'm not filming it on Saturday. It don't make sense. I don't even want to go out there and play on Saturday ever again. So you have no idea how pissed off I am. So I don't even want to film out there on Saturday no more. I'm not doing that. That's a waste of time. So those guys play basketball the right way, or at least, you know, they try. And the really skilled dudes, those guys play basketball pretty well, pretty decently. As far as they're really good, by the way. The other dudes that was there yesterday, a lot of those guys are pretty decent. Like I told you, they got the Russian dude that was playing out there. He has like the sickle and shit on his tattoo. He is nice. And he's dead nice. He's one of the players I want to come to West 4th with me. There's about 3 or 4 people I want to come play with West 4th with me. I want to go to, like, not just West 4th, but just like a different park just in general. There's about 3 or 4 of them. That was, let's say, who was out there yesterday? 1, 2. I'll take him because I think short dude, a Russian dude, another dude that didn't play, short black dude. Coincidentally, I don't think none of these people like me, so I'm just really just telling you the people who I think is good. I'm not saying the people who are my friends. There's another dude that was out there with his pops. Him and his pops can play. You can see the lack of experience as he play more. He gets more experience. You see, it's gonna be there. His father was pretty good. You could tell his father hoop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell when somebody used to hoop and they just don't hoop no more. You could tell his father used to hoop. He had an uncle that was out there. He's pretty good too. Like, these are players I feel comfortable playing all out, kinda playing all out, because I don't play all out. But these are players that I would generally feel comfortable with playing all out. Generally, I don't play all out, but it has more to do with me not trying to get hurt than it does. I'm not being lazy. I don't want to get hurt. You understand what I'm saying? So generally, I don't play all out. Generally, I'm like, my leg is messed up right now, right? When I get a little bit healthier, gain a little bit of weight, and get to the gym and work out a little, it'll be fine. But right now, I'm probably playing at like 30%. Like, even when I play my hardest, I'm probably playing at about 25, 30%. Like, even when I go out there and I'm going hard and I'm trying to win the game, like, when I'm playing the best these guys have ever seen me play, I'm probably playing at about 25%. Generally speaking. Maybe 30. Like, I'll give it 30. I'll give it 30. But yeah, those people I named are people that I feel comfortable with pushing at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel comfortable, pushing it. I know this isn't a bullshit game. You know what I'm saying? So I'll play really hard because I know it's not a bullshit game. Like, I feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Who else was out there the other day? Take it real quick. Russian dude, little black dude, tall white guy. I don't even know if that dude's white. I just assume he is. Uh, the son, his father, his uncle's pretty decent. But I didn't really see the problem is, all right, so this is the issue. Not talking about this park. I'm just talking about parks in general. See, this is the issue. You see, when you have a shitload of mediocre players, and then you have a couple of really, really good players, and I'm not saying that they're really, really good or not. The really, really good players don't always, it's hard for me to explain this. Just, some niggas is only good because it's their park. You understand? Some people are only good because they're playing in their park. If they played in a different park, they would get exposed. And I'm not talking about playing in a different park so you get froze out so people can make it look like you a bad player. I'm saying playing in a different park, getting the touches where you want to get the ball, and they get exposed. And the reason about this being is because whenever you go play in a park where it's hostile and you don't at least got two people on your team that's going to pass you the ball, if you're playing with 5 or if you're playing with 4, at least one who's going to make sure you touch the ball, then everything, you're not going to be able to be successful. And I don't care how good you are. It don't matter. I'm not 15, 16 years old no more. I can't every time I go to a park play with people who don't want to pass the ball, but I'm 15, 16 years old. I could go get the ball. You know, I got all the energy in the world, all the athleticism in the world. I could just go get the rock. Now, when I play and I got to go get the rock, when I get the rock, now I might not have all of the energy I need in order to get all the way up the court and score. I might need to pass the ball and then get the ball back. But they're not going to give the ball back. So that means that any good defensive play I make, then it's done. I'm going to make a good, and it's over. I'm not going to touch the ball again. If y'all really understood how much I love basketball, y'all understand how upset, how angry I am that I can't just play a real game, or it's so I got to go so many different actually going to the park in order to play a good game. Like, you understand? Like, it's like, what the fuck, man? So I got to just sit here and watch people that don't know what they doing. Oh man. Any regard, if y'all anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Also, I do not celebrate American holidays, and it's hard because let's say it's Father's Day and you don't run around telling everybody Happy Father's Day. Somebody's gonna say you hate fathers. Let's say it's Christmas and you're like, well, I don't celebrate Christmas. People are gonna say you hate Jesus Christ. Let's say it's July 4th. You say I don't celebrate July 4th. They're gonna say that you hate America. So people are crazy. But I am going to say one thing, and I need for y'all to understand this. The Bible says that we're only supposed to celebrate the days that are in the Bible that have been set aside for acknowledgement. I just want to be clear about this. This is what the Bible says. All other holidays or festivals are pagan. This includes celebrating your birthday. Just if this is information people wanted to know. I'm not telling you what to do, though. I'm saying do whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing. I'm just giving you information. So be mindful out here when you're celebrating all of these Hallmark holidays. And by the way, most of these holidays were created by Hallmark. For everybody that don't know, literally, this is in cat. Literally, many of these Mother's Day, Hallmark holiday, Father's Day, a Hallmark holiday. Many of these holidays are Hallmark holidays that were created so they could sell cards, fam. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Y'all be surprised at how often I be in here just telling y'all facts, and I know nobody don't believe me. I be like, I know nobody. God is just playing a really wicked joke on the rest of the world by allowing somebody like me that people just don't believe to know actual things. So there's not going to be, so I'm going to tell you something. This is real talk. So not everybody is meant to hear the word. So God makes sure the word comes from people who you're going to probably ignore. So the person who is saying the word is not more important than the word. But if you decide that the person that is saying the word is more important than the word, then I'm not sure if that's ego, but that's 100% not what the Most High says. Because if you remember, most of the apostles were people of ill repute. So if not all, so Just so we could be clear. Nine times out of 10, when you're getting a word that you should be listening to, it's coming from a source that is purposely created, or a narrative have been created around a specific source, just so you don't believe, because not everybody is to be saved. So it is what it is. What time we got? I see nobody don't really want to have a conversation. I guess I talk for a couple of more minutes and then I'll let y'all go. Anything else I wanted to discuss? We was talking about the Knicks earlier on the other live with Julius Randle. And I do want to say this as far as Julius Randle is concerned. Yo, you know they got mad at him for kissing his wife after he lost? Like, what kind of shit is that? Niggas was like, yo, why you kiss your wife after you lost, son? Like, so when something bad happened to him, his wife wasn't supposed to come give him any, like, it's gonna be okay, baby. His wife wasn't supposed to do that or say that for him. We live in a weird world, fam. Imagine something bad happened to you, something negative happened to you, and somebody comes to lift your spirits, and then another person tries to make it seem like you did something wrong because you needed, or because somebody felt like you needed some kind of encouragement, because somebody felt like, you were down, so they wanted to lift up your spirits, because somebody wanted to. I can see I'm about to kick that guy. It's because, like, imagine, like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's bananas. It's just something to think about. That shit is bananas. But that's the world we live in. We live in this mediocre world where everything is flipped upside down. So if you're great at something, they want to destroy you. And if you're not that good at something, they want to hold you up for the whole world to see. And be like, that's the greatest. And it be a mediocre. No, you're obviously here to get kicked. The only people that chat on this page is the people that hate me. The people that don't hate me usually don't talk. So I'm assuming that you're here for me to kick you. Maybe there just isn't anybody that watches the page that don't hate me. It could just be that. Be honest with you. It would just be that simple. The only people that watch the page is the people that hate me. So that's why the only people that talk is the people that hate me. It could just be as simple as that. We live in a weird world. I don't think that theory is weird. Now you're going to be the only one talking, and you're going to make a ton of comments because you're the same person that's always in here making a ton of comments. It's the same person. Anyway, so that's wild. Like, I don't know why he wasn't able to embrace his wife after he took his loss. That don't make sense. But that's the world we live in. I just find it hard not to give up on him. I don't want to give up on humanity. I be wanting to. Just people are just. It's like evil and being mean and cruel is everybody's first option. It's like to assume you a sucker rather than to assume that you got your own shit that you got going on and you don't want no problems. I don't want to talk about whoever that weirdo is. Please don't come in here talking about any of the weirdos that's making videos about me. Please don't talk about any of the weirdos. I don't never want to talk about them. And I kick people for bringing them up. I haven't kicked you, but please don't. I'm gonna erase that comment. Please don't bring any of those people up. Thank you. I appreciate you. We just live in a weird world, fam. It's like everybody's go-to is to be evil and mean. Everybody's go-to is to try to destroy other people. Like, we live in a fucked up world, fam. Theoretically speaking, let's say that you're a person who got a couple of bodies on you. You know how hard it got to be for people who got a couple of bodies on them to exist nowadays without almost going to jail? You know how hard that got to be? No, you a person, you got a couple of bodies on you or whatever the case is, and you're just trying to live a regular, ordinary life. And everybody that comes into contact with you trying to create a situation that's unnecessary. You know how hard that life got to be, fam? And you're just trying to do your best to do the right thing. You know how hard that life got to be? It's like nowadays, if you don't do the evil thing, you considered a sucker or a chump. So you have to do the thing to send yourself to prison. You have to do the thing to cause yourself to be killed. You don't have no choice. You have to do the thing. You have to kill the other person, or they just like. So that's the world we live in. You understand what I'm saying? So we live in a fucked up world, fam. People wonder why so many people. I'm telling you why. I'm about to say something that's going to be extremely unpopular, but what you need to realize is a lot of those shootings that happen at those educational places, which I have to realize is that a lot of those people that went there and committed those horrible acts, they spent many of a years being abused, and lots of times just because they was just their own person. Not because they did anything to anybody. Not at all. Probably somebody lied on them and accused them of doing some shit they never did. And now that's their identity. See, they talk about that type of shit that's happening at these schools, right? But I want to say something. I remember when I was growing up, you would hear about shit happening not in the schools as much as, but you would hear about people pulling up to people's blocks. You would hear about shit. You will hear about after school shit. There's always after school fights or whatever. What up, casino? Salute. There's always after school fights, shit like that all the time. You hear about that shit. But it was just a different time, fam. Because people had real hearts and people really cared about other people. You understand? It's like nowadays, if you under 35, it's like you are different. You're not, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like if you under 35, under 30, it's like they figured out a way to remove compassion. So I don't know if it's because of the content people watching. I think it might just be because of the content people watching, and it's changing the way our brains work. But it's like compassion has been removed. There's no compassion. I once had a person say that, okay, so this is another. I was talking to somebody who's supposed to be a family member. I don't deal with nobody in my family. If anybody in my anybody ever come around and tell you they're a family member of mine, consider them to be an op. Casino says, what it is, right? We learned as we grew up as kids. I'm 46 now. Kids see the internet and think they grown because they watching something. Well, hold on. Check this out. Listen. If anybody ever tell you that they my family member, don't trust them at all. Don't trust nothing they say. Don't trust nothing they do. Now listen, and I'm not even if they're not talking about me, I'm saying damn near I'm just saying, never trust them. So listen to what I got to say. So I had a family member who got mad at me because I get donations to the page. So then they had the nerve to say to me, why do people got to donate to your page? Because you got a bad life. And then I'm like, wait, me having whatever life I have has nothing to do with the service that I'm supplying to the community. I'm not saying people should donate to the page because I have a bad life. I'm saying I'm giving you a service. You come to my page often. You watch my page often. You enjoy the page. If I'm talking about something that you want me to keep talking about, then you should encourage me to keep talking about this subject by then donating to the page. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. If I'm doing something that you like, you should want me to do more of it. The way social media, not the BBN network, social media works is that when there's a program that you like, we do direct funding. So I had a family member basically telling me that it doesn't matter how skilled I am, and this family member know that I went to college for this shit because I lived in the same apartment that they lived in when I was in college. So this isn't a situation where this is just a fucking random family member. This is a family member who we lived in the same, I didn't live with them. We lived with someone else. It was someone else's apartment. We lived in somebody's, while I was at school full time and at work full time. I just want to be clear about this. I just want you to understand. I'm at school full time. I'm at work full time. And they don't see me on the weekends because on the weekends I'm out of town. Just so we can be clear. Almost, not every weekend, but almost every weekend I went out of town. There was this app called speed dating. So I used to just meet chicks on speed dating and then go see them on the weekends. So check this out. Listen, pay attention. This individual had the nerve to say that it don't matter how skilled I am. It don't matter if I create content better than other people create content. Because they know me, I shouldn't be on the internet. Because they know me. Because they know me. No other reason. Might I also add, this same relative, the last time I saw them, was busy clapping it up for something that I did on the internet. It was like, yo, you're doing a great job. Just to throw that out there. Anybody ever come up to you and tell you that they my family, please, they are the ops. I have 0 family members. I have a daughter, that's it. I got 0 family members. I don't have family. I have no family. It's me, and that's it. Casino says, what is it, froze? We have to learn as we grow up. And for the internet, they think, because, yo, look, okay, so hold on, check this out, pay attention. So, what up, Brooklyn NASDAQ? Salute. What you doing today, Brooklyn? Brooklyn, you in Brooklyn today? What you doing? If anybody in Brooklyn today and y'all want to link up and hang out, let me know. So, anybody in Brooklyn today and y'all want to link up and hang out, let me know. Especially if you want to play basketball. So, what y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'm trying so bad to put a team together for us to go around New York City and play in different parks and do different things. I just don't think it's going to be possible. Maybe if this was 10 years ago and I had my 10 years ago legs, then I don't even have to, then maybe then. If this was 20 years ago and if I had my 20-year ago legs, then definitely. Because me and my peoples literally used to go around New York City 15 years ago playing in every park for about 3 or 4 or 5 years. We used to just, depending on, we'll link up and go play at different parks all throughout the city. This is a factual statement. It feels dope when, let me tell y'all funny shit. So I got arrested this one time, and the police officer that arrested me remembered me from playing basketball when I was a kid, because we used to play basketball together when I was a kid. So I'm getting arrested, and there's mad officers around me and shit, right? I don't even want to tell you why I'm getting arrested. I'm getting a bullshit. So somebody said I was going to fight. I got arrested over I was allegedly gonna, this is why I don't want to get into nothing with nobody. People I don't want to get into nothing with nobody. Anyway, so the police show up. So dude is like, yeah, I know you from somewhere. And the nigga said, Sprewell? I said, yeah. He said, you used to play basketball over yada yada, right? I was like, yeah. So then he goes on to start telling all the other officers about how nice I was. I mean, I helped them along. I was like, I could ball though, right? He was like, yeah. The nigga just started talking. So that made me feel good and shit. Niggas just talking about how nice I was. I was like, okay. Not just because it was somebody saying that I played well, but the fact that he was saying it, it made me feel good about the impression that I left on people. And that's another reason why I say I just don't get along with the way that the world works now. Because before, all you had to do was be good at something. Now, you don't have, it's not about being good at something. You could be good at something. It don't matter. Now you have to be good at something, but you can't be too good. You have to make sure that the people who aren't that good at it, they also think they're good at it. So you have to be good at a thing, but you have to also get people, or have the people that aren't that good at it think that they're as good as you. So there's only but so much great play you could say to a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? There's only but so much good pass. There's only but so much good shot. There's going to be a point where they're literally seeing you do things that they can't do. And there is no amount of encouragement you could give them at that point. They're just going to feel like you think that you're better than them. Even if you are better at basketball, they're going to take it as, you think you're a better person than me. You think, you know what I'm saying? People are weird, fam. People are weird, fam. I don't know what to tell you. People are weird. Anything y'all want to talk about specifically? I'm really upset over this basketball shit yesterday. Because I'm not upset at the way it went. I'm upset because I could have just waited I'm upset at myself. If I would have realized on Saturday the people that I want to play basketball with don't come out on Saturday, I would have never went out there. Yeah, so I'm more upset at myself. I want to play basketball with the dudes that don't live here, that's out there, the actual athletes. And I want to play basketball with my Jewish brothers over here, those guys. And I want to play basketball with a couple of those dudes that was out there yesterday, but the majority of them no. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do for you. The next time I see them niggas playing, them niggas, the niggas I'm talking about, I'm gonna show y'all them. Just so you can see what I'm talking about. Because I get it. I know most of y'all aren't going to get it, but the good basketball players, y'all going to understand what I'm talking about. I know most of y'all not going to get it, though. Some of y'all might not get it. I don't know who's going to get it or who isn't. But the real basketball players, you're going to get it. You're going to be like, wait, why is this nigga dribbling the ball more than everybody else and he don't got no handle at all? You're gonna be like, why is this guy that's took like the last 6 3-pointers and he only made 1, but they keep passing him the ball so he could just take another 3, and they can't rebound, so they're not getting the rebounds, and he just chucking up shots. He made 1 out of 6, but they're passing it to him, and he's the only guy on the team that could take a shot. You're gonna be like, what the fuck, fam? I'm gonna try to. Maybe we could get a thing going with the kids. I don't, because maybe we get a tournament going with the kids around here. I think that'd be dope. We get a tournament going with the kids around here. Maybe talk to somebody and see if we can get like the kids tournament, like 14 and under. I want to deal with no headaches. 14 and under. That's some shit. I don't want to deal with 0 headaches. And every team, there's a limit to how many 14-year-olds you can have. Like, you only can have like 2 14-year-olds on the team and shit. All the rest of the kids got to be like, so you got kids out there. Maybe have a different age, like a 11 and under. I don't know. Have an 11 to 14 and an 11 under or some shit. I would like to do that. Because when you're working with kids, then we could train them so at least the next generation of basketball players know how to play fucking basketball, fam. Because I'm going to say something. I need for y'all to understand this. And this is coming from a person who a lot of people, and I come from an era where if you was a good high school basketball player, you was at the park. People came home from college and went to the park. You understand? I come from that era and that type of court. I come from the era that, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being so honest. And if you're an older dude, an older cat, you'll understand what I'm talking about, especially if you was outside yesterday. Like 80% of those people that was on the court wouldn't be able to get on the court, fam. They wouldn't be able to get on the court. The only people I could say definitively would have been able to get on the court is the ones I named. They wouldn't be able to get on the court. See, I don't think y'all really see. That's how West 4th is still ran a little, right? A little bit. But there was a point, especially in the parks that I grew up in, where they had the court for the niggas who couldn't play, and then they had the court for the niggas who could play. The problem here is there's only one basketball court. So everybody got to get on the same freaking court. I think they're hurting their community by having it like that. I think that their whole entire basketball community in here would benefit if they would make it so that everybody isn't forced to keep playing with the players who aren't that good. And I don't know. I don't want to say it like that. I'm not going to say his name. There's a kid over here. He has a lot of potential. I'm not saying high school or college or he could play in high school. I'm not saying college or anything like that, but he has a lot of potential as far as street ball especially goes. He has a lot of potential. I'm not going to say his name, not going to give any inference who he is. But I see him playing with these dudes over here. And all I could think to myself when I see him playing with these dudes over here is he's not getting any better. He's not improving. Because the dudes that he's playing with is trying to keep him in a box. You understand? Because they're not that good. So they got to keep him in a box. He's not allowed to play certain ways. He's not allowed to do certain things. So his skill can't manifest. You understand? Be cautious of those people that want to keep you in a box. Nah, like, I'm going to give you a good example. Kevin Love was a triple-double threat, perennial all-star when he was on the Timberwolves. Then he went and played with LeBron James. They won a ring. but he went and played with LeBron James and was told to stand in the corner and wait to shoot the three. Became a totally different player. Now, after he played with LeBron James, he wasn't even able to get back to his greatness. He wasn't able to turn back into that triple-double threat. Not just because he's older now, but because those skills weren't worked on for so many years that he can't just now just work on those skills and just pop them back into the NBA. Those skills is gone. The kid I'm talking about specifically, he has as far as street ball is concerned, he has a pretty high ceiling. I wouldn't even be surprised if in the day and age we are on right now, he wouldn't be able to make a living on the internet. He'd be like, in a couple of years, he might be good enough to make a living on Instagram. Like, he's not a bad player, fam. But because of the players that he's playing with, they got him in a box. So he can't even grow his skill or his talent because he's playing behind people less talented than him. Feel for the dude. Feel for the guy. For real, for real. He's playing behind dudes less talented than him. He's really good. He's really good. And not for nothing, he knows how to follow direction. So he's really good, fam. There's another basketball player over here. He just got signed to a college deal. He just got signed at college. Shout out to him. Only the best wishes. He's pretty good. I mean, I think this is just my personal opinion. I think that if he start putting in 5-6 hours a day of training, I don't see no reason why he can't make it to the NBA. If he put in 5-6 hours a day of training, like, he take it seriously. He's not gonna be able to because he's still a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all due respect. But if he took it, because he got the height. He got to get that jump shot together. But he has the height and he has a couple of moves and he's strong enough. He got basketball moves. He'd be right. And he's a lefty on top of that. So, if he put in 5 hours a day, work out 2 hours, wake up, get your strength exercise in. Well, you wake up, you get an hour of shooting in. You go get some cardio in, you take a break, and then you go get some work in the weights. You end the day off with some shooting drills. Well, you always shoot, right? But you end the day off with some shooting and feet work drills. Feet work so important. There's no reason. 5 hours a day. 5 hours a day, five days out the week. There's no reason why he wouldn't be able to make it on, at the very least, a pro roster, even if it's the developmental league, even if it's the D League. There's no reason why he wouldn't be able to. There's zero reason. Any old heads in here? Is it me, or was when we growing up, the kids were just better? Like, even the bad kids were just better. Is it me? I think when I was growing up, the kids were just better. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they were just better. Like, they were just, and I'm not saying that they aren't really skilled kids that I see playing now. Don't get it confused. What I'm saying is, in general terms, like, there were more good kids back then than they are now. I think it has to do with that everybody got to get a trophy bullshit, fam. I think everybody got to get a trophy, fam. I think that just hurts. That just hurts the product. We've been talking about basketball all morning. Anything else y'all want to talk about? I think that just hurts the product. Everybody got to get a trophy, man. Everybody shouldn't have to get a fucking trophy, man. I think that just hurts the product, man. I said, Joe, anybody in Brooklyn, y'all want to hang out? Brooklyn NASDAQ said, yes, sir. I'm in Brooklyn. And the nigga never commented again. Shout out to him. What else y'all want to talk about? Anything y'all want to talk about? I got my mind on basketball. I'm just really like, you have no idea. You have no idea. I was gonna film yesterday. Also, I was gonna bring the camera. I was gonna go live yesterday out at the park, but I'm not going live at no park where niggas. I don't feel like niggas is. I don't like the way I'm treated. I'm not going live. Why am I gonna do that? Why am I gonna put people on my platform who I don't think fuck with me? That don't make sense. I'm not a troll. I'm not these niggas. I'm not weirdos. That don't make sense. Shout out to Sean Satoro. He sent me a copy of his book, Dummy Boy, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. I'm reading this backwards, by the way. Shout out to Complex. Shout out to Sean Satoro. Very dope dude. If you ever see any of his work, please go read it. He's really dope. He's really dope. On the back of the book, he had got a couple of words from some people. One was Punch. Another one was Dan Charnas, Adam Mansbach, and Victoria. I don't want to say that name. In any regards, they have some words on the back. Book is $30 also, so you know they're doing the thing. They're like, you know, we gotta get all of that. I like the inside cover art. It kind of made me like, just glancing at it, it made me think of Star Wars and shit. I watch a lot of Star Wars shit, so don't mind me. And he left me a word for me, so shout out to that. I know this will bring back memories. Thanks for all your help. Appreciate you, homie. Jack. You know how many people is fucking lucky that Complex never hired me? If Complex ever hired me, you know how many fucking people is lucky? You know how many rappers would be mad at me if Complex ever hired me? A lot of rappers would be pissed off at me. Not because I'm like exposing anything or anything like that, but a lot of rappers would be pissed off at me. If Complex ever hired me. Because then I want them to be like, talk shit about me. Like, you're a failed rapper. No, I didn't try to be a rapper. I mean, I tried to get a deal in the 90s, and then I found out that a lot of them niggas had to do gay shit, and then I didn't want to deal no more. So, no, I'm not a failed rapper. I'm just telling you what it is. I found out a lot of, okay, I'm going to say some weirdo shit. Well, not weirdo shit, but I'm going to tell you some real shit. A lot of people didn't make it in the 90s because they didn't want to play that sex game. They'll tell you about it. Some people will tell you about it. Like, some people, they'll talk about it on the low. Like, you can get them in the quiet moment, and y'all be talking about careers or whatever the case might be, and they'll tell you. Like, they'll straight up tell you. Like, yo, they don't like saying names too tough, but they'll be like, yeah, well, you know, yada yada, and it's A&R, and I was invited to a party. That's why every time I hear that party shit. Or I was invited to a hotel room, or this and this and that, and then you'll hear, and then they'll just like straight out like, yo, look, I didn't want to play the butt games, or I didn't want to, you know, go down on somebody or something like that. And you'll hear these shits, and I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of rappers from the 90s that they did not get on for that reason. There's a lot of one-hit wonders out there, especially when you're dealing with women. Probably more than men, when you're dealing with women where they didn't want to continue to do a thing. They probably did a thing, and they didn't want to continue to do the thing. And so therefore they was just, you know, they one-hit wonder now. We only know about one hit. My fault. They 9. So for real. Complex ever hired me, they be like, wait, what? Like, yeah, y'all didn't know? Yeah. Yeah. Y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't know the reason why this dude was an alcoholic, he had a drinking problem? Oh, yeah, nah. You didn't know why that rapper take all of them drugs? Yeah. Them niggas gotta go do shit. And the shit that they gotta do, they gotta get out of they you know, that shit fuck with they soul, fam. Anyway, that's another reason why there's a lot of rappers who really are not that good rappers and they mediocre and they in the industry. You know, they decided to, you know, slob the knob. They decided to let people play with their butt. And so they got a record deal. It is what it is. That's a real thing, by the way. I know people try to act like that's a real thing, man. That's a real thing. Y'all should start looking at these failed rappers a little bit differently. That's all I'm saying. Look at them a little bit differently. They're not really failed rappers. They just didn't want to compromise certain things. That's all. It is what it is. Anything y'all guys want to talk about? It's only 10:30. I guess I'll just ramble on a little bit more. I'm not talking about nothing. I ain't talking about nothing. Yeah, shout the complex. If they would have hired me, it would have been over. Because the first thing I would have did is we have to. I don't. I have an idea for a hip hop show. I have an idea for a hip hop show. I'm not going to say the idea out loud because I don't want nobody to steal it. And quite a few of my ideas, y'all watch because I've said quite a few things that on this platform, then 6-7 months later, it turns into a thing. So I'm not going to say what it is, but I have an idea for a hip hop show that does not currently exist, that we actually need. And I believe it could be bigger than Versus. At the very least, as big as. Possibly bigger. For everybody that don't remember, I was actually talking about the model for Versus about 2 years before the pandemic. That was my idea, literally. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all don't know who watching my platform. For all the people that are thinking I'm capping and lying, no. If you go back to my videos, my Drake, I even tell you what videos they're on. My Drake, Pusha T videos when Drake and Pusha T was beefing, and I said also when Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma was beefing. So that's just, you could go back to those videos, man. They're in the video. And basically, I was saying they should have a rap battle, and I literally said first it should be R&B automatically, actually, but we could also use it for rap. And what they have is they have one stadium here filled with that performer and that performer's crowd, and we have another stadium here filled with that performer and that performer's crowd, and they battle song for song. My nigga, that's the whole model. for verses. They just put it on Instagram so everything is together when you pull up. That's the model for verses, man. Go back to those videos. I don't got a cat. So this idea is, to me, in my opinion, is possibly bigger than that. And if we remember, Versus was shutting the whole week down, fam. When Versus came on, everybody was at Versus. Go back to my videos where we talk about the beef between Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma, and where we talk about the beef between Drake and Pusha T. It's in those videos. That's just one of the things that I spoke about, and it came to pass. So yeah, that's why I keep looking at people. I be like, y'all don't understand. Like, we might have only a few people in here, but you don't know who's watching me, fam. Believe you me, people got people watching the page. So just in case I say something, so they can take the idea. Believe you me. I know that to be a fact, by the way. I know that to be an actual fact, by the way. And that's why I always say, I think we tried that. What else y'all want to talk about? I don't got no. I'm on. I don't have nothing specific. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. If I see them other dudes go out there that I actually like playing basketball with, pull up today, we gonna probably go film. I don't know if I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna probably go film. But I don't really want to put those other guys on the page. But if the dudes that I think play good basketball, I'm gonna film. But if they playing against the dudes that play terrible basketball, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. I don't have no subject. I don't got nothing to really chat with today. I'm just chilling. Let me plug this in. Charger. Oh, my knee. Oh, shit. I unplugged the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Oh, shoot. Then that's a different issue. Something with a charger. Damn, this shit charge that slow? Alright, okay. Sheesh, that shit. Okay, so I got a thing over there that I plugged into a thing that I use to charge stuff. So I plugged it in, and usually when you plug it in and it's charging, the next dot flashes. So I plugged the shit in, and the next dot was just still, and then it went on for a second. And then it came back on. Then it went off for a second. And it's usually just flashing like beep, 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 beep. Like, oh man, that shit is never gonna charge. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really got nothing to talk about. I was talking about that basketball shit. I'm pissed off about that. I mean, I'm not angry as much as it is. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, I might never play a good game of basketball again, fam. Like, I might never be able to get on the court again with good players, where everybody is good players and everybody is playing to win. I might never be able to play in another game like that. Anyway, one, I don't pick teams. Two, why would I put all the good players on one team? That doesn't make sense. I'm trying to have a good game. I'm not trying to just play against. The best time to play basketball was the mid to late 90s and about the first 5 or 6 years of the aughts. That's the 2000s. That was the best time to play basketball in New York City. If you want to go back, I guess the 70s was another good time. I wasn't alive in the 70s playing basketball. Don't get this confused. I'm talking about from footage that I seen. This Nash MVP era is different. I don't understand what you're saying by that. Are you talking about Nash winning the MVP over Kobe? That was bananas. There was somebody else that had a great season. I think Carmelo should have got it one year and Kobe should have got it the other, and they gave it to fucking Nash both years. That was bananas. But that's because the NBA likes to have diversity. So sometimes they try to pick when they could have non-black people win the MVP so they could grow their brand. That's all part of growing their brand. You understand? So they want to grow the NBA brand. So, you know, not everybody is Larry Bird, fan. Larry Bird got the MVP 3 straight years in a row. Not everybody is Larry Bird, fan. There's no way in the world Nash should have won back-to-back MVPs with Kobe still in the league. That's bananas. How many MVPs did Kobe get? Like one? Like they robbed him every year, damn near? Like they was robbing Kobe every year. And that there's this one year that Carmelo Anthony was just, I don't know what to tell you. He was just that dude, and he didn't win, and Nash won. So shout out to that. I'm thinking 2016. Who won the MVP in 2016? I forgot. I mean, I'm thinking 210. Either I'm thinking 210 or 216. But the Lakers won the chip in 210, right? 2010. The Lakers won the chip, right? Kobe didn't win nearly enough MVPs at all. I don't think Kobe won nearly enough MVPs. He should have won a lot more MVPs. Kobe should at least have 3 MVPs. I think Kobe didn't get those MVPs because of the thing that happened in Colorado. Yes, absolutely. 100% on any given day, I'm top 5. Are you crazy? Out here in this park? Absolutely. Top 5? Absolutely. Top 3? What are you talking about? Any given day. Top 3, not top 5. Top 3. I've only, with all due respect, if I play all out, if I literally go out there and I play, I'm sorry. I don't think there's nobody out there better than me. With all due respect. No disrespect to anybody. If I play, and not only that, if the people on my team allow me to play, like they literally give me the ball in my spots, the top 1, top 5. Fuck wrong with you? If they actually pass me the ball, if they actually give me the ball in my spots, remember, I'm lucky if I get 2 shots in during the whole game. I don't care if the game is an hour long. I'm lucky if I get 2 shots. You understand? Because I don't get no passes. So that means I got to dribble the ball up and just take whatever shot I could get. You understand? I can't go to a spot and get the ball passed to me. I can't cut and get the ball. I can't be open and get the ball. You understand? The only way I'm going to get the ball is if I grab the rebound or get the steal. Period. Or if I play with them other dudes. If I play with them dudes I was playing with yesterday, I'm not going to get the ball no matter what. Nah, I just rather not. I just left the park, fam. I'm not arguing with you. I'm fine going to the park and just shooting by myself and never playing with another person. Just so we can be clear. I'm perfectly fine going to the park and just shooting by myself. I'm perfectly fine. I go sometimes through 2 and 3 days without talking to anybody other than here, fam. I'm perfectly fine. All right? I go 2 and 3 days without talking to another human being. I'm perfectly fine going to the park and shooting by myself. I do not need no one else to show up to try to play with me. I need 0 people. My fault. I laughed so hard I shot snot out my nose. 0 people, fam. I promise you. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine if nobody ever talks to me again. I'm perfectly fine. If nobody ever talks to me, that means nobody arguing with me. So nobody arguing with me, I'm here for that all day, every day. So yeah, I'm fine with nobody ever talking to me again. If nobody's talking to me, nobody's arguing with me. So I don't want to argue. So yeah, that works for me. Sometimes I just sit in the crib, fam. No, nothing on. No, nothing. I just sit and shit. and I be thinking to myself, I'm not arguing right now. This is the life. What else could you ask for? Just to not be argued. Like that's all I'm going through for my life, to just not be argued at. So when I be sitting in the house and I'm by myself, I don't got nothing to do. I don't have nothing. There's nothing on. There's nobody arguing at me. So I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know. Go ask them why they look alike. I don't think they look alike, but go ask them. What up, Nick the Slick? He says, what up, Frost? Just chilling, fam. Shout out to New Orleans. Chilling. What up? Yeah, so I'll just sit in the crib and just be by myself. No music, no nothing. No music, no TV, no video games, no nothing. I'll just be sitting here thinking to myself about how nobody's arguing with me right now. And nobody's arguing with me. So, yeah. Sometimes I literally just come home so I can sit in the house quiet with nobody arguing. Like that's almost the basis for my whole entire life. Not for nothing. Dear mama, what the fuck you crying over dear mama for? You know, this isn't a sad thing, right? You know, I'm literally saying something that's not sad to me. If it's something that other people feel sad about, that's on you, fam. That don't got nothing to do with me. Do you know how often I be in here saying shit that I don't think is sad? I think is actually dope shit. And then people say I'm having a pity party. I don't understand. I love sometimes just sitting in my house with nobody's arguing at me. So I'm just saying. I don't even generally be thinking about nothing. I just be thinking about how peaceful it is. I be thinking about how peaceful it is. Somebody just sent a tweet out about Julius Randle. I was talking about had enough of Julius Randle apologists this morning. Somebody is talking about Julius Randle apologists. Julius Randle is not a number one option. He's a number two option. The Knicks should be happy they got as far as they got. He's a number two option. What do you consider Brunson? Is Brunson a number one option or a number two option? The Knicks have three number two options, two number two options, and quite possibly a number three option. If they had a number one option, they would have probably went a lot further. I know sometimes I get off the live so I can just sit here by myself, quiet. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just telling y'all because I was just thinking about doing that right now. That might also be why I've been going to sleep at like 9 o'clock, like 9:30. That might also be why I've been going to sleep so early. I've been going to sleep early as heck, man. I've been going to sleep early as hell. Just fuck it, man. Do I think they should have played Derrick Rose? I didn't watch. I don't have cable. I didn't watch any of the games. I should have tried to go to a. I guess I could have went to a bar and watched a couple of the games. I guess I could have went to a bar and watched a couple of the games, but I didn't watch any of the games. So I can't tell you what I think could have happened. But I'm gonna tell you this much. This is just from me knowing basketball. Jimmy Butler is the best. Jimmy Butler is a great example of who I am. I'll explain. Jimmy Butler don't want to play for the game to be a good game. He want to play to win the game. When the higher your basketball IQ is, and the more you understand what's going on, the more it's going to irritate you when people are doing shit that don't help us win. I'm going to give you a good example. So, I'm playing basketball yesterday, not the two-man, right? So, the guy that's on my team is guarding his man. His man shoots a jump shot in his face and makes the shot. And then the guy that is on my team turns to me and said, I should have had my hands up. I'm going to repeat that again, just for the people that think that I might have said something incorrect. So let me tell you what happened. So I'm playing, and I think he made us lose on purpose, by the way. So I'm playing, and the dude that's on my team, the guy that's his man that he's supposed to guard, shoots a midi in his face. I'm nowhere near him. Me and my man is about 10 to 15, not about 10 feet away. The guy turns to me and says that I should have had my hand up when the dude that was standing in front of him made a jump shot. So I don't want to play with under those type of parameters. I don't want to play. You understand? Like, I don't want to play. It's not me saying I'm taking my ball home. It's not me saying I'm taking my ball home. It's not me saying I think that I'm better than you. It's not me saying that. It's me saying we're not playing to win. Like this, we're not playing to win. We're just on the court. So why should I have to play hard if we're not playing to win? Why should I have to play hard if we're just on the court? You're not playing to win. You're just on the court. You're just playing to look good. So why do I have to work hard? So that's the way I look at it. You're not playing to win. And I'm not giving my spot up, but you're not playing to win. I don't know why you're playing, but it's not to win. You're just trying to figure out how you could blame me for whatever's going wrong. So you're not playing to win. You're playing to lose, but you want it to be in a way so you could point your finger at me. I get it. It's like when the person throws a bad pass and then they complain at the person they threw the pass to that the ball got stolen. So, like I told you, I don't live in the real world. I live in a different world. Like, I don't live in the real world. I live in a totally different world. Like, the world I live in is different. It's not the real world. You understand what I'm saying? I don't live in the real world, man. I wish I did. I don't live in the real world. And I guess that's why I'm fine staying at home with nothing and just closing my eyes and just not even closing my eyes, just sit here. Because I don't live in the real world, so there's no reason for me to even want to be a part of it. I wish I could be a part of the real world. I don't want to care. I don't care to be a part of this world that I'm in. Like, but you know, if I could be a part of the real world, I that'd be dope. But I don't live in the real world. I live in a different world. The dude hit the jump shot dead in his face, and he turned to me and said, "I had to have my hands up." That was the moment that I knew he was throwing the game on purpose. I said, "Oh, he's throwing the game on purpose." Oh, ain't fuck it. We played one more after that, but that's only because he was throwing me the ball in my spot. So I was able to, I scored a lot of points. It's just, he couldn't score at all. So, but I don't think he was trying to score. I think he could have scored. I think he was just missing on purpose. But yeah, I scored a lot. Like the game we won, I think I had 11. The game was like 15. That's game was like 15 to 16. The game we won, I think I had like 11 or 12 or something. Then we had another game we had like 10. I think I scored like 8. So and then we had another game where I think we had like a little, like I scored almost all the points every game. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I kept playing, because it's like it's not a real game, but at least I get to work out in my spot. So I get to work out. I get to catch the ball, have a defender, and do a move. The only reason why I stay playing. Other than that, what the fuck? I'm playing this shit for. I think that's what Kendra used to always talk about me as. Like once I'm not interested in something, I'm just not interested in it. And it's not personal. It's just I'm just not interested. But when I'm interested in something and when I'm engaged in something, I make miracles happen. But when I'm not interested in something, I'm just not interested in it. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Y'all might not know this. So there's an industry dude. He's an industry dude. He's a whole millionaire. He's an industry dude. He's with everybody. You see him on stages with people all the time. Anyway, he's a dude I know. So he hits me up about 4 or 5 years ago. There was a different page making videos about me. So he hit me up about 4 or 5 years ago, and he's like, "Yo, this dude, he called you a bum." The dude that he said called me a bum. At this point, that he said somebody called me a bum. I'm making a shitload of money every year, every month, a shitload of money. So he said some dude called me a bum, and I was supposed to. I guess they wanted me to respond back to him, but I don't like the guy. So I never. So when I'm not doing this, I'm not going back and forth beefing with somebody I don't like. Because my default is when I don't like you, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to get even. I'd rather let God handle that. So when I don't like somebody, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to get even. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to tell you you're wrong. I don't want to badmouth you to other people. I don't want to do none of that. I just don't want to deal with you. I never want to see you again. He told me that the dude called me a bum because the guy, I think he's like on, and I'm not making fun of nobody, but I think he was like on, like public assistance or something. So what they wanted me to do was to go back at the guy and make fun of him about him being on public assistance, make fun of him about, you know, the way he dressed, make fun of him about stuff like that, and I refused. The irony is that this individual didn't do this to be disrespectful to me, not the guy, the person I know. And 9 times out of 10, they just probably just thought that that's the type of time I'm on. When you say that you worship the Most High, and none of us is perfect. So when you say you worship the Most High, and you're trying to do your best to, what people say is that you're not perfect, so you're lying. But none of us can be perfect. That's an impossibility. So I think that they just got me fucked up, and they thought that I was a person that like being on the internet arguing with people. And I don't want to argue with nobody on the internet. I don't want to argue with nobody in person. I don't want to argue with nobody over the phone. I don't want to argue with nobody. Some of us turn into different people when we get angry, and it's not in no one's benefit. What time is it? It's only 11. I think I'm gonna get off, let my phone charge up. What's this shit get? This shit is not getting. It still say 27. Well, at least it doesn't say. It's not going backwards, I guess. going backwards. That's a positive. It's not going backwards. I think the other dongle, whatever the hell you call this shit, works better than this one. This is terrible. So it just flashes slow. Hey, shout out to Nick the Slick with the $4.99 drop. Salute. Appreciate you. No comment. Clint Eastwood us. Our calls when drops come are so dope. Too bad we don't get to do them no more. I would say if you're enjoying the platform, pull up to the Cash App, but I don't think this shows any. I don't think I'm doing anything special today, so I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna lean into that. I'm not doing nothing special today. If the people we like that play basketball, or the people that we think play basketball, pull up. Matter of fact, if those people that's terrible pull up, them people from yesterday pull up, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I just don't want. I don't like putting. I don't like putting people I don't like on my page. I just don't like putting people. I just do not like posting people I don't like on my page. I just don't like doing it. You post somebody you don't like on your page, and then the next thing you know, that person's running around talking crazy about you, and people are like, yo, but you posted that guy. So I don't like posting people I don't like. Also, I don't like talking about thinking or seeing or being around people I don't like. So why the fuck would I want to put somebody on my page I don't like? I might have to see you again in my feed or something. I don't want to do that. That don't make sense. It's backwards. Anything you want to talk about, Nick? Since you are a person I know that isn't a troll that's in here. Anything you want to talk about, Nick? I got kicked from somebody's page on Instagram the other day. I've been kicked by maybe 3 or 4 pages in 10 years, man. Like, I don't get kicked from nothing. I got kicked from about 3 or 4 pages, and I'm just saying a random thing. I don't even remember one. But that one, that might be actually the first time I've ever been kicked from a page. Let me think. No, one other time I could think about it. I could think about one other time I got kicked from a page. One other time. Generally, I don't get kicked from no pages. I got kicked for a stupid reason, though. So I'm going to tell you the reason, just because. Why not? Fuck it, right? So basically, I want to. Okay, first of all, shout out to Gotti. Shout out to Indira, Indy. So we was talking about doing a thing. I want to do a thing so bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with Indy, because she works 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So it just makes it difficult for me to do the specific thing that I was thinking about us probably working together and doing. But she has a nice voice, extremely pretty. It'll maybe something else further down the line, and she got a city job. So, in any regard, so I was at this person. I think that this is one female that I think we could make great content together. She has a nice bubbly personality. She is Nick the Six is not at the moment like to listen to your show. Appreciate you. She has a nice bubbly personality. She's funny as heck. and she's goofy. And those are three things that I like. And she's pretty. But those are three things that I like. I like goofy girls. I like funny girls. Because I like to be the straight man. I don't like to always have to be the entertainment. Excuse, excuse me. Excuse me. So I was on her page and just messing around for the most part. When they go live on Instagram, just messing around for the most part, saying jokes and stuff. And every joke that I said was just taken the wrong way. So I was just like, all right, it's cool. I understand it because it's text. So like when somebody say something weird in here and I might take it the wrong way and then they explain and then I'm like, okay, now I get it. So I explained myself numerous different times. Numerous different times. I even told them directly what I was there for. I like the content that you guys create. I would like to create content with you guys, whatever the case is. And it just, I don't know. So we're not going to create content together. But she is an exceptional talent. I don't know how talented the other people are that are in that particular group because I haven't seen their content. But well, that's not 100%. I've seen one of their contents, and he's not really, I don't know. I guess if you give, sometimes it's the material. It's not always the performer. Sometimes it's the material. So maybe if you give the person a little bit better material, there'd be a better performance. But she is exceptional. So I had an idea for a TV show, a series to do. And it had something to do with, so I'm currently in negotiations with someone. I do not know how it's going to turn out. Maybe it won't turn out no way. So I'm currently in negotiations with somebody who's been wanting to work with the BBN since we moved here. And part of that negotiations, we'll see when the first part goes through. I have an actual idea for a television show. And I wanted Homegirl to be a part of it because I think that she can play the part that the female lead. It's like a dramedy, I guess you could say. And I don't want to say too much. So basically, I have a supermarket, a guy that owns a supermarket. Shout out to Freddie. And I've been in negotiations with him for doing some content based on their a specific section of their supermarket. This is the supermarket that I go to that I keep having all of it. I don't know. Anyway, so there's a lot of people in there that are great people. And there's this one lady in there that every time she sees me, she say what's up to me, she give me a fist bump. It always makes me feel good. But there's also this other lady in there that it seems like every time I come in there, they play some weirdo shit over the damn loudspeaker. And that's one of the reasons why I go to the store with my headphones on, so I don't have to hear whatever weirdo fucking music she got playing. I don't know what her deal is. Like, and then she comes and she stands next to me and she says weirdo shit. Like, why every time you see me, you have to try to trigger me? Why can't I just come to the store and shop? I don't understand this. I don't understand. Like, it's like she's waiting for me every day to come to the store. The shit is absolutely bananas. I don't know how to explain to you. This shit is absolutely bananas. So shout out to Freddie. I might he told me to link up with him on Monday and we'll discuss it. So he says he got to wait for his guy to get back to him. It's a whole big thing. I'm not gonna go too far into it. But in any regard, sooner or later, I'm probably just gonna let y'all say hi to him one day. Anyway, so I had an idea for I haven't told them about this yet. It's just something I've been working So I have an idea for a sitcom. So I have an idea for a sitcom. And if it works out, if it's something that we can do, it could just be a Coney Island based. Like, I would like to have the name of the program something revolving around Coney Island specifically, right? Then something to do with the name Coney Island, right? So anyway, I'm trying not to say too much of the points, but basically it's about an older guy, obviously played by me, and it's a show about a younger woman pursuing an older guy, and he is a lot like I am as far as very melancholy towards the world. Um, a good person, but it's hard to it's just a good person that's just trying to go through the world to not do harm. It's like I'm trying to say, but I'm not trying to give away too much. And aspects that have nothing to do with my personal personality. The person is extremely laid back, extremely like never excited, never uh, excited about nothing. So always monotone. And then this woman who's pursuing him comes into his life, and she's pursuing him, and she makes everything looks more vibrant. But he doesn't want to take the chance. He doesn't feel it's he doesn't think he doesn't want to take the chance. So that's basically what the premise is. She is going to actually be he's going to be an employee that works at this at the spot, and she's actually going to be like uh relative of the owners or whatever the case is. She works there, but she's never really doing any work. Like, you know what I'm saying? She works there, but you know, she's really just walking around watching and seeing what everybody else is doing. She's just eyes and ears. Um, and when I say younger, I mean like I don't know how old that chick is, but we were going to I wanted the younger girl to be like in their at least chronologically on the show in their early 30s, chronologically on the show. Like I want her to chronologically be like 33 on the show. You know, old enough to have experienced enough in life to know that, you know, to know what a good man looks like. And that's basically uh, you know, part of her personality. Like, you know, she's old enough, she's experienced a lot of bullshit. She knows what a good man looks like. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Or she believes that she does. But also, he has a lot of secrets that she's keeping. She has a lot of secrets that she's keeping. And basically, the show is going to be about them. Well, the first season is going to be about her convincing him that she's worth, or not worth. I don't want to put that. That he should start taking chances and stop living so safely. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I wanted it to be about. The whole premise. So I've been writing jokes basically based on that premise. Just writing a ton of jokes because you gotta have a lot of jokes. So I've been writing a lot of jokes based on that premise. Also, there's a subtexting to it. Um, Also, there's a subtext to it. Also, um, how could I be projecting about me telling you about a story that I'm writing? How could I be projecting? How could I be lying to you about a story that I'm thinking about, that I'm writing and that I'm thinking about? How could I be lying about any of that? So I can't think about a story. How could I be lying about any of that? Also, like the many other things that y'all guys say I'm lying about, what happens when I show you I'm telling the truth? Are the people that y'all just gonna still like? So y'all don't even care, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they already know that I'm gonna show people that I'm telling the truth. They just want anyway. So what up, King Will? Salute. So that was the idea that I had. Um, but she was a perfect fit, and I haven't. I specifically thought up the idea because I knew her. Like literally, the idea was based around she's going to play the role. So now that she's not going to play the role, I have not even been really thinking about that idea too tough no more. I'm just, I still got the other thing that we're doing with dude, and that's not a bad jumping off point for a project, by the way. That's actually a great jumping off point for a project. But we're not going to have the girl that I wanted to be involved in it. So 9 times out of 10, what I'm going to do is just start working on something different, because that's just how I work. Um, I don't like plug and play. Is it possible to find somebody else that's even better for the role? Um, I mean, possibly. Why not? I just don't think so. Not for what I wanted to do. Maybe, I got to change it around and decide to do something different. Maybe. There was a girl that actually used to work at the supermarket that I think would have been great also. She lives in the neighborhood. I made this mistake one day. So I saw her in the supermarket and I was like, you shop here too? But I was saying it as a joke, not like because she works at the supermarket, she can't shop there. I would have, if I worked at the supermarket, that's the only place I'm going to shop. What the fuck is you talking about? Um, she stopped working there shortly after I saw her. I wish she didn't though. She was super cute. Super cute. I think she was Puerto Rican. Super cute. I think she would be great for the role also, but she might be too young. Like I don't think she'll be a believable 33. Like we'll have to age her up. Like you understand what I'm saying? I think she'll be too young because I think she probably like 25, 20, somewhere between 25 and 20. Like she'll be too young, and it wouldn't give off the vibe that I'm trying to give off. Like I'm not trying to give off a young girl uh being interested in an older man. That's not the vibe. The vibe is more of it's a older man who's been jaded by the universe and a younger woman who sees the potential in the older man, but only because she's lived enough years of her life to know what a good man looks like or have her own idea of what a good man looks like. She's gonna have a kid, and we're also gonna obviously show the dynamic um, that she has to go through, in her personal life. I haven't decided on whether I'm gonna. I think her husband, or pardon me, her baby father should be a good man. I don't want to. I hate that everybody that got a on television, you always see all these women that they're single mothers or whatever the case is, and the father is like shitty. No, I want to actually go against that, and I want the father to actually be a good man. Um, and I want it to be one of those situations where the father of her child and her actually has a good relationship, and he's rooting for her. He's rooting for her to win. You know what I'm saying? He's not shitting on her at all. These are just images. Also, I think that we just need. out there just in general. Images of, somebody, got kids together, but that doesn't mean that, we don't hate each other. We're not enemies. We still in this together. So I want that to also be a nice dynamic. Also just what the fuck, man? All right, there we go. So that'll be another dynamic that I thought that would be cool. And there's a couple of other things that I would like to work with, other themes. Like when you write in television or you write in movies and stuff like that, like you have to have multiple different, you don't have to, but generally people have multiple different themes going on throughout the program. So like one of the reasons why internet, like YouTube TV, not YouTube TV, there's people on the YouTube making their television shows and their movies, and they think that the shit's great or whatever, but they don't know how to write. They also don't know how to film, a lot of these guys, but they don't know how to write. So what they don't know that there needs to be thematic elements, or they're not able to add thematic elements to the project. It'll just be one guy's a drug dealer, and the problems him and his girl was going through staying out of jail. And he got somebody don't want to pay, and then the drugs went bad. It's that. It's not like real thematic elements. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need more of that. I think we need more of that. There's a TV show called Barry. You should watch that. It's really, really good. I can't remember if it's on Netflix or HBO. I think it's on HBO. It's on HBO. HBO Max. It's called Barry. It's really, really good. I do not like the way I'm saying Barry, because I would normally just say Barry. So why am I saying Barry? Like, why am I saying it like that? It's Barry, right? I guess, when I'm talking about Bronx shit, I'm like Barry. You feel me? I'm saying Barry right now. I'm talking about internet shit. Anyway, so we'll see. I gotta wait. Monday, I'm gonna see dude, and we're gonna see. And then it's whether I like the deal or not after that. Shout out to Darkwing Salute. He says Sunday Fun Day BBN. Then after that, it's if I like the yo, you should come out here the way I'm at, man. If you come out here the way I'm at, I can film playing basketball. I can actually play basketball, and you should come out if you free today. Darkwing, if you free today, you should pull up to me where I'm at. If you free. Um so there's just certain thematic stories, certain thematic things I like to talk about. So that's what I would use it for. Um so I was just writing jokes for that shit. But she backed out. Well, she didn't back out. I never actually got the opportunity to tell her about the project because, it was, I don't know what the fucking case was. Shout out to them though. But yeah, so that's the project I was thinking about. And she's pretty and she looks a little bit different. But she's pretty and she has her own shit. It would have worked. It would have worked. Would have worked. And but the other chick that used to work there, she was a super cutie too. Super cutie. Super cutie. Super cutie. Puerto Rican chick. I think she's Puerto Rican. I don't know. She was short. I like short girls. I never understood, like when I was in the 80s and shit like that growing up. I never understood why people like tall women. I never understood that. When I was a young dude, I just never understood that. Like it never made sense to me. I got a little bit older and there was a couple of tall chicks I thought was pretty. Don't get this confused. And I dated a couple of chicks taller than me also. Don't get that confused. But when I was like a kid, I never understood the long leg. I never understood that. Like I was like, short girls are just nice and cute. Like why? I never understood that. But you know, now I look at women and I can understand the tall. I can understand how tall is beautiful. Don't get this confused. When I was a kid, though, I used to like, so I like short girls. I don't know what to tell you. And I had the biggest crush on on my best friend's mother. I had the biggest crush on my best friend's mother. So and she was short and super thick. She was like super thick. I had the biggest crush on her. Biggest crush. Biggest crush. But I mean, probably I think most of us, our first crushes was probably like our best friend's moms or some shit. She's Puerto Rican. Biggest crush. Biggest crush. And she was just nice to me. Like I don't know what to say. So I don't know if I had a big like she was like one of the only women I knew also, just so we can be clear. I didn't know no other women. Like so only women I knew were my teachers. Uh I had some family members and her. Those are the only women I knew. I didn't know no other women. I never went nowhere, never was around them. So those are the only women I knew, fam. I probably seen her more than I've 100% seen her more than I saw my real mother. But I probably seen her more than I saw like almost every female that I've ever known in my life that I have not had sex with and was not my stepmother. Probably seen her the most. And I haven't seen her in damn near 30 years. That just goes to show. More than 30 years. I haven't seen her in a long time. But yeah, super, like, she was super thick. She was short. That's what I like. I like short girls. I'm not gonna lie. I always thought that I might grow up and end up marrying my best friend's sister. I always thought I'd grow up and end up marrying her. Nilsa. Shout out to Nilsa. Shout out to Freddie. Shout out to Ada. Always figured I was gonna always figured I was gonna marry her. That's a fact. Always figured I was gonna marry her. I didn't know no other girls. That was the only girl I knew. That's why when people look at me nowadays and they be like, I might have a proclivity to like Puerto Rican girls. Those are the only girls I knew. I didn't know no other girls. Like I didn't know no other girls. Like I didn't know no other girls. Only females I knew that I used to see every day was Ada and Nilsa. They was Puerto Rican. Didn't know no other girls. I just thought of a shitload of things all at the same time. But yeah, I didn't know no other girls. The only girls I knew, man. So yeah, I like. I mean, I like dark skin. I like all women. Don't get this confused. But Yeah, I'm probably gonna like Puerto Rican girls. I'm probably gonna be probably gonna. They was nice to me. Like when I was growing, those are the like. This is real talk. Those are the only two females I knew when I was growing up that was nice to me, including family. He wasn't allowed to have friends over. Freddie moms did not allow him to have friends over. I'm saying some real shit to y'all. I'm saying some real shit. She didn't allow niggas, nobody. She didn't allow friends to come over, right? She was super protective of her kids. She didn't allow friends to come over. Not only that, he wasn't allowed to go nowhere. Like he literally had to play in front of the house, and they had like a porch area, and they had like a hallway in the house, and so she was protective, really protective, as she should have been. We lived in a really dangerous neighborhood. Do not get this confused. And I was allowed to come over to the crib, man. I think I ate dinner with them one time, or it could have been a dream. But besides that, I was allowed to come over to their house. Wasn't nobody else, as far as I know, nobody else was even allowed in a crib, fam. I think she just pitied me though, because she knew I ain't had no family. To be honest with you, I think she just pitied me and shit. That nigga don't got no family. His family don't even care about him. He just sit in that house all day by himself. He don't got nobody. So I think that's why she used to let me come over. But yeah, he couldn't have nobody over at his house. She didn't let nobody come over. She let me come over though. So shout out to that shit. Shout out to her. Shout out to Ada. They have no idea how sometimes people just do the biggest shit for you and they don't even know it. People just take a lot of shit for granted, man. So people just take a lot of shit for granted. They take for granted that they got parents that love them. They take for granted that they got family and friends that love them. They take it for granted so much that there's some people that can't even comprehend another person not having somebody that loves them. They just assume that you're lying. Because there's nobody on the planet that don't have nobody that loves them, is what people assume. They look at their life. They could think of about 3 or 4 people that love them. They could think of 20 people that love them. They could think of 100 people that love them. So when you say a thing, to them it's like that can't be possible. That's just like what happens to me. Or that sounds similar to like what I was going through, right? but it's not. Because when you was going through whatever the thing is that you was going through, it was hard, and we live hard times. Don't get this confused. You had a support system. You had people that loved you. You had people that cared. You was able to look over your shoulder and see that there was people that had your back. So if you fell, if you fell off, if you failed, something bad happened to you, not everybody knows how it feels to be in a situation where honestly nobody cares, man. And generally when you say nobody cares, like, yeah, nobody cares. But when you say that and you don't have nobody, like you don't have nobody that loves you, you don't have no family members, you don't have no real friends, is a different thing, man. I was a 8, 9 year old kid being told by the nicest person, the nicest adult in my life, that I had to go home because it was time for their family to eat. And me being too scared to tell her, I probably haven't eaten in a day or two. Me being too scared to tell her. That is what it is. I don't know if y'all all got kicked or not. I'm seeing a thing on my chat. It looks like it might have just kicked everybody. I don't see my numbers. I can't see nothing. I don't know what's going on over here. If there's anybody in here that could comment, drop a comment. If not, I'm just gonna assume we offline right now and YouTube's kicking me off. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of moments where I think about and I'm like, I should have just told her. She might have fed me, or she might have never let her son play with me again, in fear that she have to keep feeding me. They probably couldn't afford to keep feeding me. What do I know? I don't know. It is what it is. Um, yeah. So I think they kicked me off of the live. I can't tell. All of my numbers disappeared. All I could see is the last drop. All of my numbers have disappeared. I can't see anything. So I'm assuming the live is over. I asked somebody to drop a comment if the live is still up. I'm assuming the live is over. So I'm just gonna end it and let y'all go. Everybody, just if the live isn't over, I have no idea. Just go do something worth doing, fam, and do it in the name of the Most High. Go do something worth doing. When I do pass away, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna say, "Oh, I didn't know he really didn't have anybody." It's gonna be just a lot of people. Because after you die, then people feel bad about how they treated you bad. But while you're here, they want you to go through all of the worst things that could ever possibly happen to you. Because that's just the way people are. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. That's all I got on this one.